Yes, this is a real product. No, this is not a prank. You might think this says that. Yes, Japan's got some of the craziest English names for their products. But before I explain what this is, let me tell you about Japanese slat. If you didn't know, Japan is full of slat. You can get a slat at the grocery store, at the convenience store, and we even have posters on the train for slat. Of course you guys know what slat is, right? It's an alcoholic drink made by Asahi. You weren't thinking of a different kind of slat, were you? Pervert! The selling point of this drink is that it's lower in calories compared to other alcohols. But why does it have such a confusingly inappropriate name? In Japanese, when we want to call somebody slender, we say スラッとしてる. Asahi wanted to show that this drink can keep you slender. So they named it Slat. Of course, for us, it sounds like a nice name for a drink. But for you guys, it sounds like something completely different. But Asahi wasn't the only company that liked the name Slat. Another Japanese company created a drink called Slatto-cha. In Japanese, cha means tea, so it's basically called slat tea. And of course, the commercials are unintentionally hilarious.
その潤いの秘密は
そりゃもちろんスラット茶よ。新しくなってさらに飲みやすくなったの。
輝く毎日のためにスラッと潤う新スラット茶新発売。
When she said, "The secret of my beauty is slat tea," actually sounds good to us. Oh, if we drink this tea, we can be slim like her. But again, when we think about it in English, it's suddenly so inappropriate, right? So guys, next time you visit Japan, why not enjoy a nice slat? And ladies, this next Japanese product is perfect for you. Cooked asses. Yes, this is a real thing you can buy in Japan. But what the heck is it? It's a delicate cookie sandwich filled with cream. And even though the name is in French, I'm sure that didn't stop you English speakers from thinking of something else. If you don't understand French, you might think this says cock da ass. But it's actually pronounced as kugidas. And in Japanese, we call it kukudase. So in French, they say kugidas. But kugidas sounds very similar to Japanese kukidasu. Literally, if I translate it into English, literally means I pass the gas. So, either they translate it in English or in Japanese. It still sounds like something to do with your ass. But what does it actually mean? So, kugi is a pastry like a cookie, and the d means from. And ass means ass. So, these are cookies from ass. Actually, ass is a region in Belgium. So, Kogidas literally translates to cookies from Belgium ass. Hey honey, are you ready to cook the asses?
Yeah!
No, not that cooked asses. This cooked asses.
Oh, come on, Linda.
Looks like someone's being a sourpuss. This will cheer you up.
These taste like ass.
That's because only finest ingredients from ass make it into each and every cookie.
Wait, that's not chocolate?
That's right. It's the highest quality cream of ass.
Oh, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Cooked asses, because your family deserves the finest from ass. But why limit these cookies to only the ass part of Belgium? I think they should make cookies inspired by other places too. What if they made a flavor based on the largest lake in South America? They can call it Coq da Titicaca. And if they make a British flavor, they can name it after this town, Coq da Wet Wang. And of course, you can't forget to make an American flavor. They can name it after this area in Pennsylvania, Coq da Blue Ball. But if you thought this was bad, wait until you see the next one.
Check out this side boob. How about that side boob? That turn you on? Well, it shouldn't, because that's my side boob.
No, this is not a prank. For many Japanese, we don't know what this word means, but for you guys, well, I'm sure the men are excited by it. In some Japanese malls, you might come across this store, but don't be fooled. It's just a women's clothing store, not a melon store.
Big, juicy melons!
Are they nice and firm?
I think the thing that's worse than naming your store this is the fact that it's a store for women. That would be like naming a men's clothing store Wang, Willie, and Dong's junk store. Oh, oui. Why did they choose this name for their clothing store? Nobody knows why for sure. Maybe it was chosen because it sounds cute and feminine. But to be honest with you guys, I think maybe the CEO just a hentai who wanted to name his company after his favorite woman's body part. The funny thing is, TD & Co. has other lines of clothing for different kinds of women. They have TD & Co. Petite, which is their line focusing on shorter girls. But you know they missed a great chance with this name. They should have named it Itty Bitty TD & Co. But this isn't the only product named after a body part. The next one is literally called ass. Before we get to that, make sure to see the full uncut version of this video as a YouTube channel member or on Patreon. Plus, there's over a dozen other uncut and exclusive videos, along with monthly members-only live streams. Join as a channel member on YouTube or as a member on Patreon. When you come to Japan, sometimes you'll see a truck like this parked on the street. And if you look carefully, you can see the logo, ass. And who's driving the truck? Only the deadly ass girls who are ready to defend some ass. But don't be fooled by the name. It actually stands for Asahi Security. They're the company that helps you securely move money from one place to another. So, no, they're not here to protect you from deadly kancho attacks. But they will protect your assets. I kind of admire them for sticking with the original name. It's one thing to make a mistake and call your company something embarrassing, but it takes guts to put your ass on the line and stick with this name for your company. And as a bonus, I love the URL to their website, askjapan.co.jp. Next one is yellow snow. Did you know that in Japan, yellow snow was very popular? Many people loved the flavor, and while it was only available for a limited time, some people wanted to come back again. It was a special line of Christmas-themed donuts from Mr. Donut. They used an old-fashioned style of donuts and put banana icing on top. I really thought, wow, this is the kind of donuts that, the fairy Tinkerbell would eat. It's very magical, fantastic, and very bling. But when my husband told me what yellow snow means in America, I wanted to throw up.
Ah! That's not lemon! No, it's not.
That reminds me of the time when Mr. Ace told me about Hershey squirts. I thought, oh, it must be like a chocolate syrup made with Hershey chocolate, But I was so disappointed to hear the real meaning of the word.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
You guys are disgusting, but very creative. Next one is midget. I don't know if I can say this word or will I be in trouble, but this is actual name of a Japanese car, mizetto. Of course, I was surprised to find out that this word was used in English to make fun of people with dwarfism.
Gosh, you're making me feel more important than a dwarf among midgets.
Hey, can you reach the Crispix?
Yes, I can.
But in Japan, we use the word to describe small things. These days, we don't use the word mizetto anymore, but if you say it, people might think of this truck. And this line of K-trucks was first made by Daihatsu in 1957. Originally, it was a small three-wheel vehicle that could seat only one person. It was good for delivering small amounts of goods and for being able to go through narrow and crowded Japanese roads. In 1996, Daihatsu created the second version of this vehicle. It had 4 wheels instead of 3 and looked more like a modern truck or van than the original. But unfortunately, Daihatsu stopped making this line of cars in Japan. but they're still being built in Thailand. In fact, the tuk-tuks that are so popular in Thailand were originally Daihatsu mini-sized truck. So despite its small size, this little car had a big impact across Asia. Next is
モイストダイヤ
Yes, this is the actual name of this product. So it's actually a line of shampoos and conditioners. There are many kinds of Diane products like this.
ハローダイアングッバイ
To be honest, I'm not sure why the name is Diane. Maybe they thought the name sounded very beautiful, elegant, and feminine. But when you put moist in front of it, it just sounds very inappropriate. Speaking of inappropriate, this next one is just plain offensive. Yes, this is a real product. And that is the real name. And honestly, I feel like the English is too perfect to be a simple mistake. Of course, I can understand that some people might get confused about what this is really for, since it has other phrases like keep it up all day and extra extra hard. So it definitely sounds like something you'd use for... But in Japan, a lot of men's hairstyling products use the word hard to describe how strong it will hold your hair. So I guess this name and this description go really well together. In Japanese, it's pronounced cook grease, which is kind of weird. So in English, it sounds like something for your woohoo, and in Japanese, it sounds like something you use for cooking. But could you imagine if you were traveling and the airport security guard found this in your bag? I know that in Western countries like America, you guys like to buy weird, funny things and give them as gifts. So when you come to Japan, maybe you should pick this up. Speaking of traveling to Japan, you definitely have to be mindful of your safety. That's where today's sponsor, CyberGhost VPN, can help. They'll protect your online activities no matter where you are. When you are connected to public Wi-Fi or even your home network, you never know who's spying on what you're doing online. Turn on CyberGhost and everything you do gets rerouted and encrypted on their secure servers. No one can see what you're doing. Not hackers, not your ISP, not even CyberGhost. You can connect to servers around the world to access content that's geo-blocked. And you can use it on up to 7 devices all at the same time. CyberGhost is secure, highly rated, and trusted by over 38 million people. And if you use the link below, you can get an 84% discount and 4 months for free. You also get a 45-day money-back guarantee, so it's risk-free to try. Use the link below and start protecting yourself with CyberGhost VPN. And don't forget to check out CyberGhost and save 84% and get 4 months free. Link in description. Next is cream column. Yes, a column full of cream probably doesn't sound very tasty, but in Japan, they are delicious. This is a tube-shaped cream-filled cookie that's a classic. The snack column is actually based off a Japanese dessert called korone. It's a cone-shaped bread that's filled with a cream inside. It's one of the classic breads that many Japanese love, so you should definitely try it when you come here. But column was supposed to be the modern version of this, so they shortened the name from korone to colon. Of course, in English, colon sounds a lot like your colon inside your gut, right? And the shape of it, especially when it's filled with the chocolate cream combined with the name. Well, it makes you think of something very unpleasant and disgusting, right? Despite that, you guys should definitely try it. You might really like it. Next is Lika Off. When I first heard this, I couldn't understand why it sounded so bad. I just thought, oh, it's a place that sells liquor. What's wrong with that? But Mr. East told me that there's a hidden message in the name, lick her off. Pervert! I can't figure out who has a filthier mind. Americans for finding these dirty words in innocent names, or Japanese for unintentionally creating dirty words with a language they don't speak. Anyway, this shop is pretty interesting. What they do is buy bottles of liquor from people and resell it. It sounds kind of weird because what if someone drank directly from the bottle? Well, you don't have to worry about that because Liquor Off will only buy unopened bottles of alcohol. As far as the name goes, why did they choose it? Well, this is actually part of a larger thrift store company called Hard Off. It's one of Japan's biggest second-hand thrift stores and you can find so many cool things there. And I know what you're thinking. Hard Off sounds almost as bad as Liquor Off. I agree, but would you be surprised that they almost named this store something completely inappropriate? That's not the only embarrassing name that Japanese companies used for stores and products. Did you know McDonald's Japan released a dessert called adult cream pie? And did you know there's a sausage with the name Homo sausage? Yes, I'm totally serious and then I'll tell you all about these and the other embarrassing English names that Japan tried to use in this video. I'll see you there! And don't forget to check out CyberGhost and save 84% and get 4 months free. Link in description. Thanks for watching. Okini!